When Mary met Frederik, how the Sydney Olympics created a royal romance. It was the classic fairy tale romance, with almost every cliché you can imagine. A handsome young prince falls in love with a commoner and they live happily ever after in Denmark, the homeland of Hans Christian Andersen, one of the most famous fairy tale writers of all. Crown Prince Frederik was extremely popular in Denmark, with a long list of glamorous past girlfriends. He was treated like a rock star and everyone was wondering which lucky girl would eventually win his heart. Little did they know the woman he married would be from Sandy Bay in Hobart, Australia, of all places. Let's take another look at the chance encounter at a Sydney pub that's gone down in local folklore, when Mary Donaldson from Tasmania married the future King of Denmark. A night at the Slip-In. The unlikely love story of Mary Donaldson and Crown Prince Frederik began in Sydney during the 2000 Olympics. On September 16, Mary, who was working for King's Cross real estate company Bell Property, was enjoying a night out with friends at the popular Sydney bar and restaurant The Slip-In. It was a busy night, the bar packed with local and international visitors, most of whom had no idea that in the crowd was the future King of Denmark. Frederik was at the bar with his brother Prince Joachim, his cousin Prince Nikolaus of Greece, and Princess Martha Louise of Norway. At one point in the evening, they caught up with Prince Felipe of Spain, who happened to be friends with one of Mary's pals. The conversation, which apparently started with a discussion about chest hair, flowed and years later Mary told 60 Minutes she and Frederik connected right away. The first time we met, we shook hands and I didn't know he was the Crown Prince of Denmark. An hour or so later someone came up to me and said, "Do you know who these people are?" Mary told 60 Minutes. From the first moment we started talking, we never really stopped talking, and that was part of our geographical distance. Everything was through words, so it really established a strong relationship to begin with. As for Frederik, he felt the same. My first visit to Australia was just 2 days old when we first met, and the relationship worked as we slowly got closer and closer despite the geographical distance, but we had a good connection and slowly love grew, Frederik said. In 2005, Mary told Andrew Denton enough rope she had a strong feeling the Crown Prince was her soulmate. Something clicked. It wasn't the fireworks in the sky or anything like that, but there was a sense of excitement, she said. Long-distance love. At the end of the night of their first meeting, Frederik asked Mary for her phone number, and he called her the next day. So began a long-distance relationship that was filled with secret trips between Sydney and Copenhagen. In 2002 they appeared together, not so secretly, at the Melbourne Cup. By 2003, the relationship started to get serious and it looked like Mary could one day become Queen of Denmark, so she hired style consultant Teresa Page to give her a makeover. According to the Sydney Morning Herald, Mary undertook a 6-week course that would boost her confidence and social graces. She'd been advised by her future mother-in-law, Queen Margrethe, to learn Danish, known to be one of the most difficult languages to learn, so it would be easier for her to win over the Danish public. In 2002, Frederik invited Mary to move to Copenhagen so they no longer had to deal with the difficulties of a long-distance relationship. Then, following 18 months studying Danish, Mary was said to be fluent, although she wasn't allowed to step out with Frederik at public events until she was officially recognized as part of the family. The engagement and wedding. The people of Denmark were thrilled when Mary and Frederik announced their engagement on October 8, 2003. Mary soon resigned from her job in Copenhagen at Microsoft subsidiary, Navision, where she was working as a project consultant in the business solutions division. "I don't recall wishing that one day I would be a princess," Mary said shortly after the engagement. "I wanted to be a veterinarian." Mary and Frederik's wedding on May 14, 2004, was held in the Copenhagen Cathedral, followed by a lavish reception at the Fredensborg Palace. Mary's beautiful dress was designed by Danish designer Uffe Frank, and her veil, made from Irish lace, was previously used by Ingrid, Queen of Denmark. Anyone watching the televised coverage could see Mary and Frederik's intense love for each other, especially as they gazed into each other's eyes during the bridal waltz. Mary's sisters Jane and Patricia Bailey served as bridesmaids along with her friend Margrethe, while Frederik's brother Prince Joachim of Denmark was the best man. "From today, Mary is mine and I am hers," Frederik said at the altar. "I love her and I will protect her with all my love." Mary now carries the title of her husband, having become Her Royal Highness the Crown Princess of Denmark when they wed. And when Frederik eventually ascends to the Danish throne, she'll become a queen consort of Denmark. Frederik and Mary are now proud parents to 4 children, Prince Christian, Princess Isabella and twins Prince Vincent and Princess Josephine. We can only imagine the number of times Mary and Frederik have thanked their lucky stars they both decided to turn up to the slip-in for drinks all those years ago. And when Frederik eventually ascends to the Danish throne, she'll become a queen consort of Denmark. Frederik and Mary are now proud parents to 4 children, Prince Christian, Princess Isabella and twins Prince Vincent and Princess Josephine. We can only imagine the number of times Mary and Frederik have thanked their lucky stars they both decided to turn up to the slip-in for drinks all those years ago.